TymeBank believes in a banking future with more for every entrepreneur. Start paying less and getting more. With TymeBank, you've got this.
You're watching Small Business Evolution. I am Nonto Kumete. Now, longevity continues to be a challenge for many SMEs, while some startups get off the ground quite quickly due to a keen interest in their products or services, later resulting in an increase in demand. Sharing their expertise on how to better prepare your startup for rapid growth is TymeBank's product head for SME Banking, Mmasetena Nyatlo. Mmasetena, thank you very much for joining us once more. Now, rapid growth is a concept that many view as positive for any business. So when does it become concerning?
Right. It's great to be here and join you, Anondobeko. I think it's so interesting that, we often talk about failure in business. And of course, the stats tell us that within the first 2.5 years, majority of a significant number of SMEs fail. But what the stats don't tell us is that there is a number of those businesses that, one, are growing, they're learning, and they're really getting ready for the next opportunity. The other thing that the stats don't tell us is exactly what you pointed out, the fact that there are some that are growing, but they are successful and they're growing quite rapidly. And that becomes a problem because, of course, when you're growing too rapidly, the question is, are you prepared for that growth? So really, how you unlock this piece is being able to prepare yourself properly for that rapid growth.
Now, Mmasetena, you just mentioned that there's a lot that happens in the first 2 years. Can you just share more in terms of just statistics as well? What are some of the risks that SMEs experience within those first 2 years?
Correct. I mean, what we often see, and a lot of research has been done on this, is number one, a lot of startups are failing because of access to funding. And it's no surprise, right? When you are starting out, you really don't have significant income coming through. And additionally, there are a few hurdles you have to get over in order to secure that funding. So that's one of the biggest one that we see. And then access to market. So a lot of businesses have got amazing products, but they just don't know how to find the customers. So unlocking that piece is also something that we see come up quite often. And then the other one is being able to keep proper records. And it's very much closely tied to the first one, which speaks to funding. So being able to keep proper records, administratively having the right books to allow you to get funding where it's required. So those are really some of the reasons we see come through where businesses are failing. And of course, being able to prepare yourself adequately is also one that we see come up quite often.
Just speaking on that point of access to funding, many experts would argue that e-commerce is giving entrepreneurs a larger access to markets. So how can SMEs avoid tanking their growth?
Right. It all leads to a few things that they have to consider, and particularly when you look at the e-commerce space. The first one is, if you are an e-commerce-based business, you have to make sure that your distribution channel is properly aligned to your business strategy. So by that, I mean, do you have the right resources to be able to deliver your products if you are online? And then secondly is, you have the right storage facilities to keep your products where, in cases where there's fluctuations. There are days where your product is in high demand, others where not so much. So being able to have this right storage facility is going to help you quite significantly. The third thing is being able to make sure that you've got the right staff complement to help you run your business efficiently. It's always good to have the right mix of skill and experience, because where one is lacking, the other one can make up for it. And then we often talk a lot about, if you are on the e-commerce platform and your marketing strategy is working and it's doing well, how do you make sure that your website is able to handle the feed that come into your website? So we've seen examples where websites crash because the marketing is doing well, customers are coming onto the website, and it just cannot be able to handle that capacity. So being able to do that is also quite important.
You know, it's not a shame having to admit as a business that you won't know everything. So what services does TymeBank offer to small business owners to avoid financial instability and inevitably shutting down?
100%. So we've got one of our most loved product, which is our TymeBank Advanced product. So really, this product is there to enable and to really support entrepreneurs with working capital. So, you know, let's talk a little bit about the e-commerce piece that we touched on earlier. If you find that you don't have enough staff complement and you need to quickly hire people, this product will allow you to do that. So it really helps you in cases where it's an emergency type of funding problem that you've got. And this product really comes in. It's very easy to take up. I mean, this with us, TymeBank, we are digital. And so we want to make sure that the application process is very easy, very simple. And in this case, it's exactly that. We pre-qualify customers for the product, so they don't have to give us long documents and wait long periods to hear if they have the product or not, which is fantastic. The second thing is the product is interest-free. So unlike a lot of the loan products, you don't have to pay interest on the product. It's a once-off set fee that you pay, which is based on your repayment method as well as the amount that you took up. And then the last thing is that it is no securities required to take up the product. So by that, I mean, you don't have to give us your assets in order to secure the funding. So really easy for a lot of the entrepreneurs that are looking for working capital to support their operations day to day.
Well, thank you very much, Mmasetena, for your insights. It seems like these are some of the foundational principles that will also help SMEs to survive more than just 5 years.
Correct, 100%. So, we always pride ourselves on making sure that everybody's included in playing a key role in the ecosystem. And of course, SMEs are the heartbeat of the nation, and we have to make sure that we support them any way that we can.
Well, that was TymeBank's product head for SME Banking, Mmasetena Nyatlo. Stay tuned for more content on Business Day TV.
TymeBank believes in a banking future with more for every entrepreneur. Start paying less and getting more. With TymeBank, you've got this.